By the time you get there a year later, these international tours of Australia and the Middle East had stopped completely, with Europe for a few years being the only foreign destination outside of the US and Canada. Do you know the reason behind stopping touring in these countries for so long?
I think a lot of it had to do with kind of wrangling the television distribution. The syndication of the television show early on, in particularly early 80s, late 70s, was you would sell, a lot of times you would sell your tapes, or you would put together something and someone would distribute them, and then they would go and syndicate your programming. World Class Championship Wrestling was one of the first territories that was really able to reap the rewards of syndication internationally. And they were able to sell it and kind of control it. But there were so many people that internationally would tape your shows and then go sell them to a television station, and you would never know. So as the company grew and more people, more promoters from whether it be India, Australia, Saudi, Europe, they go, "Hey, yeah, man, we're watching your show." "Really? We'd like to bring your tour over." "Well, how are you watching our show?" "Oh, we see it over here on such and such a channel." And you look and find out that, well, somebody's been selling your show without authorization.
Damn it.
So it was the wild, wild west back in the day. And you pull all of that back and you get control of your syndication to where you're the one that is placing the television internationally, and you know what you have so that you can promote it properly and reap the rewards. But in the day, someone else was selling your show, and then they would want to come in and capitalize on your television and your stars by having a live event. Sometimes you'd get your money, sometimes you wouldn't. So it was just a lot different. It was a lot different way of doing business back in the day.
Well, yeah, because people were stealing, bootlegging, baby.
Yeah, like they would have, they would have you come in, you would do your show, and, "Hey, I'm going to pay you afterwards." And then the promoter's gone, and you're in another land, and maybe your tickets home are good, maybe they aren't, but you're not going to be able to find this promoter with your money.
So through 1986, Herc is occasionally matched up on the house shows with even more competition. The likes of Tony Atlas, George Steele, Pedro Morales, the Killer Bees as singles, and even against the old SD Jones and Scott McGee's and such. Over 6 months in, he's still basically doing a whole lot of nothing. Is this the era where, you just didn't have to have super competitive matches on TV? So let's just save it, pal.
No, you didn't. You paid to see them. You paid to see those competitive matches. So you paid to see the top stars in live events. And that was the formula then. The television show was to spotlight your superstars and to get them exposure. But if you wanted to see them compete, against other top stars, that was what live events were for. Television product was completely different.